Hello, hi everyone. So today we will discuss about the Amazon QA interview question regarding manual testing. So what all interview question asked during Amazon QA interview. So let's start without wasting our time. So the first question is testing. So we need to give our the definition of testing on our own words. What is STLC? So you have to give the name of all phases used in STLC, like planning, designing, test case designing, test environment setup to test execution, defect control and reporting. Next is, what is the difference between regression and retesting? Very basic and very simple. What are the primary fields of raising a new defect? So you need to mention, like, when you are going to raise a new defect, then what would be the fields that you would be using. Explain severity and priority. He may ask you some question regarding high priority, high severity, and low priority, high severity, and vice versa. What will be carried out in the maintenance phase of SDLC? So you can answer what would be the key area that will be focused while maintaining the software. So I have created a video of SDLC. I have put all those things in that, like upgradation, upgrading, enhancement, and all those things will be part of this maintenance. Next is write any 3 negative test cases of mobile messaging application. So you would be very good in writing positive test cases, but sometimes interviewer want you to give some negative test cases, so you need to prepare for the negative test cases. I have created one more video how to write test cases effectively using a keyword through MP, so you can refer that. What are the entry and exit criteria of a test plan? So that is very important. Entry criteria is something like the prerequisite before starting a test plan, before figuring out the test plan or inputting your detail in test plan. And what would be the exit criteria? Like, what would be, what would you getting after creating the test plan? When do you stop testing? So very tricky answer or a tricky question. So you can answer like when all major or high priority defects is being fixed, no new defect is coming, something like that. So you can answer. So next is, how do you know about RTM? So this is very important, like requirement traceability matrix. So you need to know about the details of requirement traceability, like what is the meaning of requirement traceability and how we can track the requirement, whether all the test cases are written with respect to each and every requirement. Why do you need testing? Next is bug life cycle. So this is the bug life cycle question is very basic, and you will be seeing this question in most of the interview, like 60 or 70% interviews. So you will see this question. How do you know about BRD? So BRD is again business requirement document. So how do you know about it, and when it available for you in the SDLC phases? So you can explain, like, at this phase we used to get the BRD. Can you differentiate a blocker from a crucial bug with an example? So you need to give the example, like in this situation I have raised a blocker, and this is how it solved the problem within the project itself. What is a deferred bug? Again, this is a part of bug life cycle. When you raise a bug or defect, so when developer is used to defer it, mark as deferred. So what does this mean? So it's mean that he will be taking, and though he know that this is a defect, but he will be picking this defect in next sprint or next cycle. What is the difference between test and defect management tool? You can answer that. Can you list the top 5 high level scenario you will consider for search engine? Next is, what are some negative test cases? What do we mean by negative? What we are trying to achieve while executing negative test cases? Write 3 negative test cases for credit card application. What type of defect can one find in a project or application? So how many types of defect you can find? So obviously you used to do functional and non-functional testing, so you can share your thoughts on both the things. Like in non-functional, I can raise these types of defect which depends upon behavior, efficiency, portability, maintainability, and all those things. Next is, how do you know about agile methodology? So what is agile, how we can, what are the advantages of agile over different model in SDLC? So you can explain the concept of agile, like customer interaction is high, communication is high, when fast feedback and iterative model changes are welcome and something like that. You can explain the agile working style. Next is, what are the primary fields of your test cases? So you must be writing your test cases in Jira, X-Ray, or in Excel's template. So you can name those column name, like these are the fields that I used to use, like test case description to test case ID, test case description, maybe test scenario or test scenario description, test data, actual expected pass fail status, and all those things. Like user type, if you're using multiple users, then you can use in test data column. So I mean, whatever test management tool you are using, you can just answer the same with respect to that. Next is, what is the difference between smoke and sanity? So this is very important. I have created a video on that. So I right now I'm usually creating the video with respect to interview question. So you can refer the interview question playlist, and this will help you in cracking the interview. And next question is, what is unit testing? So this is a part of your test labels. You can explain different techniques of black box testing. So what all techniques we used to use for writing our test cases using black box testing? So you can answer that. Can you list the top 5 high level scenario you will consider for a new laptop launch? So what will be the top cases that you will be considering while checking a new laptop? So you need to give the high priority or very important test cases, high traffic test cases. Next is, explain the type of performance testing. What all performance testing, volume, stress, load, and all those testing, you can answer that. And you have to prepare for the cross question of this performance testing. Maybe he can ask you about what is volume testing, what is test testing, and all those things. What is ad hoc testing? What do you test a video quality of a video app? I mean, how do you test a video quality of a video app? Write 3 negative test cases for the Bluetooth application of a mobile. So Amazon generally consider some real or real life scenarios, like, so you have to prepare for that. So this is all about Amazon. So first QA level interview. So if you like, please subscribe, and thank you for watching. Happy testing.